We begin with the United States and jubilant scenes on Capitol Hill from Republican lawmakers as they pass President Trump's landmark spending bill. It was dubbed the Big Beautiful Bill, the massive tax and expenditure document, which is nearly 1,000 pages long, includes things like increased spending on border security and the US military. It also extends a raft of tax cuts President Trump put in place during his first term. Well, to help pay for all this, the bill includes cuts to healthcare benefits and Medicaid, and also slashing food assistance programs. It passed through Congress by just 4 votes after marathon deliberations and a show of resistance, as expected, from the Democrats, one making a record 8-hour speech in order to delay its passage. So how can we expect the bill to impact the economy? Well, here's Erin Delmore.
This bill contains one unambiguous piece of good news for the markets. That's because it has a provision that increases America's infamous debt ceiling, the law which places a limit on how much money the government can borrow. It had been the case that the Treasury was due to crash through the debt ceiling in August or September. Now that's been pushed back by a couple of years. And any threat of an imminent default, however unlikely, has gone away, but it's estimated that it will cause America's long-term debt to grow by $3.4 trillion over the next decade. That is bad news for the U.S. bond market. Yields rose on Thursday after the bill's passage, and when yields rise, prices drop. U.S. Treasuries have seen demand decline as fiscal concerns rise. Tax revenue in the U.S. is estimated to fall by $4.5 trillion over the next decade, while corporate earnings and stocks are projected to boom. Stocks rose on Thursday, and the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq hit new record highs, buoyed also by strong new jobs data.
That was Erin Delmore there. Well, for more on this, I spoke to Bradley Saunders from he's a North America economist at Capital Economics, and I began by asking for his take on the bill.
I suppose the main way to think about this bill is that it's largely a continuation of the measures which Trump put in place during his first term, so it extends his tax cuts out into the future. There are also additional tax cuts coming in, and as I say, additional spending on the military and on border security coming at the cost of Medicaid and nutritional assistance. I suppose, given that this is largely offset by the tariff revenue which will come in over the next few years as well, it doesn't really look to be moving the budget deficit up nor down. So it shouldn't really be seen as a stimulus to the economy, but rather preventing a tightening which would have come had Donald Trump's tax cuts not been extended.
OK, so hold on. That's the point I wanted to pick up on next. What is America actually getting out of this bill? What will